Hello, Archetypal Astrology crew, Amy here, bringing you the latest from the cosmos. Yesterday, Venus in Cancer squared off with Jupiter in Aries. And now there is definitely the feel of we've got two benefics coming together, but those two benefics are coming together in a point of conflict, in the not being able to see around the corner. Which brings me to my idea of too much of a good thing can still be a good thing. So if you saw any places yesterday or Sunday or today or in the days surrounding Monday when they went exact degree to degree in which you were overindulging or you were watching other people overindulge. And now keep in mind that while Venus is very, very much about our bodies and luxury and our senses, this can also be overindulging in, hello, how are you? So good to have you here. This can also be overindulging in unhelpful thought patterns. It can be overindulging in how you speak to yourself if you're speaking to yourself in an unkind manner. And it can show you things that maybe it's time to let go of. It can also, of course, be overindulgence in food, in drink, in too much of really anything that isn't really, really heart-centered and lined up with the highest good. And I think that is really a point that's been coming through to me, especially loudly now that today we have stepped officially into the portal of the Lion's Gate. So the Lion's Gate, which is on 8/8, was something that was kind of put together in the 1980s to compress this area of time where Sirius comes back into the sky here in the Northern Hemisphere. It is also the point where Sirius is in alignment with Earth. So there's a line that is created between Sirius and the Earth that opens us up to the power of our ability to call in our most fertile life. Sirius is considered our spiritual sun. So the sun that we rotate around in a 365 plus or minus day time period, is our survival sun. It is very much our sun that keeps us in our fancy meat suits and make sure that our fancy meat suits have food and water and the things that we need to be able to survive. Whereas Sirius is our spiritual sun. It is quite a bit bigger than I'm not going to bore you with numbers, it's bigger than our sun here. It is brighter than our sun here. It's the brightest star in the sky, and it is the sun, or the main primary star, as our star is the primary star of our solar system. It is the primary star of the Sirius system. And the Sirius rising is associated with this time of fertility and abundance. It is a time of the return of Isis to Egypt as she remembers her sovereignty. It's why it takes place during the Lion's Gate. It's a Leo season. It's a big heart time. And we walked across that threshold into the Lion's Gate portal, it's called, as of today. The thing that I'm really interested in is that as we're walking into this portal, we've got a few more days of releasing until the new moon. We're still kind of shedding the things that we know don't work. So let those things fall away and just be really open to listening and receiving and getting really curious about what the portal this year has in store for you. There are threads of like disclosure in this, like really opening up to the disclosure. Sirius is at home in Cancer. Sirius lives at 14 degrees of Cancer. So if you are familiar with your chart, you can definitely have a look at it. For those of us that were older, say 1980s and back, you would be looking at Sirius around 13 degrees of your chart. And that is for everybody, regardless of when or where you were born, because Sirius is considered a fixed star. It does not revolve around the sun. And as a fixed star, it's in a fixed point. It's at 13, 1980s or before, or 14 degrees of Cancer. So if you're familiar with your chart, have a look at things. You can see how your personal chart lines up with Sirius. The other piece that's going on today that feels worth mentioning is I have spoken about Inanna. You can scroll down if you haven't heard me speak about Inanna, or if you want to hear me talk more about Inanna, hit me up. I will totally talk about Inanna. Love that woman. So Inanna goes on this underworld journey. And in the course of her underworld journey, she goes through 7 gates. She has to take off her crown. She loses her earrings. She has to take off a necklace. She loses her breastplate, a girdle. So by the time she moves through the 7th gate, which is what she went through today, was the 7th gate, she is stripped bare because she's on an underworld journey to go and meet her shadow sister, her twin, Ereshkigal, the queen of the underworld. So the 7th gate is number 1, called the gate of manifestation. And I know in the releasing, listening, and manifesting group, well, you would think I had planned it. I didn't, because I don't plan these things. I just follow the energies. And so Inanna is making another portion of her descent. And Venus right now is a morning star. You see her in the east. This also means that as Venus has gone through these 7 gates, these 7 conjunctions with the moon, that she is about to fully emerge into the underworld, where she will not be visible for a portion of the year. It's about 4 months. And in the Inanna mythology, this is associated with her time in the underworld and what we call the meat hook phase, where Inanna really fully surrenders and releases the last that she has to release before she can rise again and become an evening star. And if you've ever seen Venus in the evening, she has got her best clothes on and she is sparkly and fabulous because she's in her full power. She has gone through the descent process and stripped down and released what no longer serves her. So those are two pieces going into today. We're in the Lionsgate portal until 8/12, so August 12th. And the New Agers picked 8/8 as the date because 8 is an infinity symbol, and it's a power symbol about the infinite possibilities that we are able to manifest if we just move from this really heart-centered place that is Leo season. Leo is just such a beautiful heart energy when it is not moving from a place of how can I grab everybody's attention and make sure that I'm managing everybody's attention in this direction. When it's moving from the heart, when it's moving from love, when it's moving from highest good. So drop me your questions, your comments, your dedications, your requests down in the comments. If there's something you want to hear me chat about, please pipe up. I'm just trying to feel into... I'm going to wait and do the new moon on the new moon. I think we're going to do a practice. Yeah. I think we're going to do a practice on the new moon. We're going to do a thing. And I will really try to keep up with things. I am going into a women's retreat next week where we are working with Isis and working the energy of this Lionsgate. So I also want to invite anybody, if you have something that you would like me to carry to the fire for you as the facilitator, to be released and burnt away in the fire that we are, in the womb fire that we're creating on the night of the 6th, please reach out and let me know. You can PM me. If you feel comfortable leaving in the comments, absolutely. Really feel into what feels aligned to you. So again, questions, comments, dedications, or requests down below in the comments. I love hearing from you and I love interacting with you. So be sure to hit me up. Happy Lionsgate portal. We're walking this together.